guys, it's Kata. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another true crime video, and we're going to be talking about the O.J. Simpson, Nicole Brown Simpson murder case. So O.J. was born in San Francisco. He grew up relatively poor, but he was also very athletic. In 1967, at the age of 19, he got married to his first wife, and they had 3 children together. Unfortunately, they lost one of their children due to an accident in the pool. This led to a very rocky relationship. Him and his first wife fought a lot. They had a lot of marital problems, and they decided to get a divorce in 1979. Like I said, OJ was very athletic his whole life, and he was actually the star running back of the University of South Carolina. Then in 1969, the Buffalo Bills drafted him in the first round. After retiring, he actually enjoyed the fame, and he continued to stay famous because he became the top spokesperson for Hertz rental car company.
Nobody does it better than Hertz.
Nobody does it better. Hertz leads the others by far. Nobody does it best.
He also played in a couple acting roles. At this point of his life, he was very famous. A lot of people loved him. The public loved him. He loved taking pictures with fans, and he really enjoyed being famous and having money. And as a young child, he always said he wanted to be famous. He always mentioned that he wanted to be known. He wanted to be known for doing something. People from his childhood actually said that he always wanted to be the center of attention. He made everything about him. They also said he always had to win. In 1977 is when he met Nicole Brown. He met her in a nightclub that she worked at. And he actually met Nicole before his divorce. I think there was like an affair going on with Nicole while he was still married to his first wife. When they met, Nicole was only 18 and OJ was 30 years old. And they ended up getting married on February 2nd in 1985. Soon after they got married, Nicole gave birth to their daughter, Sydney, on October 15th, 1985. Then on August 6th, 1988, Nicole gave birth to her son, Justin. Marriage didn't last very long though. They fought a lot. They had a lot of problems. They actually fought for years before they actually got a divorce in 1992. So sometime in 1994, Sydney actually had a dance recital. And this is when Nicole and OJ didn't really speak to each other. Nicole really resented OJ just because of the way they fought and the way OJ treated her. So of course they both attended her dance recital, but she made it known that she did not want to be sitting next to OJ. She didn't want to talk to him. She really just wanted nothing to do with him. Then after the recital, Nicole took her family to a restaurant called Mezzaluna, and she made it known that OJ was not invited to this dinner. After they went to dinner around 9:30 is when Nicole's mother, Judith Brown, realized that she left her glasses at Mezzaluna, the restaurant they had just eaten at after Sydney's dance recital. Now, Ron Goldman, a friend of Nicole's and an employee at Mezzaluna, told Nicole that he could stop by Nicole's and bring her mother's glasses to her. Ron knew Nicole about 6 weeks before this, so they actually became really close. They went out to dinner a few times, but sources say that they didn't really have any type of relationship other than a friendly relationship. It was around 9:50 p.m. that Ron left Mezzaluna's to go to Nicole's house to drop off the glasses. Now, OJ, after his daughter Sydney's dance recital, he went to McDonald's with his friend around 9 o'clock to have dinner, then went back to his place. Now, around 10:55 p.m., a man named Steven was walking down Nicole Street when he noticed a white dog barking, and he noticed that there was blood on this dog. Now, this dog was Nicole. Now, Steven ended up following the dog, and the dog led him in front of Nicole's house where there was 2 dead bodies. June 13th, 1994, around 11:50 p.m., he discovered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were dead in horrible condition. Now, when police got there, there was some things that were at the crime scene, and that included a black beanie, an envelope with Nicole's mother's glasses in it, bloody boot prints, and a bloody leather glove. The family was notified the next morning that Nicole had passed away and was murdered.
I was home with my parents and I was awakened at 6:30 in the morning. Now I'm not a morning person at all, and I got wakened up by horrific screams. Unimaginable. Can't even describe how loud and painful these screams were.
Tanya Brown, remembering the morning she found out her sister Nicole died, the screams coming from her other sister Denise in a bedroom down the hall.
I then heard my mom in the kitchen. I went down the hallway and there was my mom just vacant.
And actually that night, OJ actually got on a flight to go to Chicago, and it was actually for the Hertz rental car company that he worked really close with. He was actually going there for business. So when OJ was notified that Nicole died, he was already in Chicago, but of course he left as soon as he found out. Something really weird happened when the police notified OJ. They had told him that his wife had died, and instead of being like, oh, like how or what happened, he said, who killed her? Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like when you first find out that someone passes away, you don't automatically think they were murdered. At first, OJ was not a suspect in the case, and actually the media was going crazy, asking investigators, asking police, was OJ a part of this? Was he a suspect? Do they think he had anything to do with it? But of course, they shut them down, didn't tell them anything because he actually wasn't a suspect at this time. Now, one of the pieces of evidence that was at the crime scene was a bloody glove, but they actually realized that the glove contained Ron's DNA, Nicole's DNA, and OJ's DNA. So because OJ's DNA was on the glove, this made investigators go to OJ's house and do a little investigating. So when they were investigating OJ's house, they checked his car and they realized there was blood in OJ's car. And this led them to believe that maybe OJ was also a victim. They also found a blood trail from his gate all the way into his house, and they also found a bloody sock in his house. But here's a big piece of evidence that they found at OJ's house. They found another bloody glove right next to OJ's guest house. So this is when investigators realized that OJ's house was also part of the crime scene. After tests were done, they found out that the blood in OJ's car matched Nicole and Ron's blood. In the bloody glove they found next to OJ's guest house also had blonde hairs on it. This is when they started looking at OJ differently, and he became a person of interest. So they searched OJ's house for maybe a murder weapon. They searched his house. They searched his car. They also searched the plane that he took to go to Chicago. And in Chicago, they checked the hotel room that he stayed in. They even went as far as looking in the wall. So as most people know, Robert Kardashian, the father of Kim Kardashian and husband of Kris Jenner, was very involved in the OJ case. But not only was he a lawyer of OJ's, he was also a very, very good friend of OJ and Nicole before this had even happened. OJ and Nicole even hung out with Kris and Robert many times. They're actually really close friends. They all went on vacation together once. All of their kids hung out together. So the day after the murder, Robert had gone to OJ's house and left with a very large garment bag. They were told not to touch the bag, not to take anything out of the bag, but they were to turn it over to the court. But then when it was handed over to the court, they found that there was nothing in this bag. I don't know about you, it looks to me like there's something in that bag. Shortly after Nicole and Ron were laid to rest after their funerals, OJ goes missing. He just disappears. He doesn't want anything to do with the case. He doesn't want anything to do with media. Really, he doesn't want to talk to anyone. Robert Kardashian actually found a note from OJ.
Everyone understand, I had nothing to do with Nicole's murder. I loved her, always have, and always will. If we had a problem, it's because I loved her so much. Recently, we came to the understanding that for now, we were not right for each other. Unlike what has been written in the press, Nicole and I had a great relationship. for most of our lives together. Like all long-term relationships, we had a few downs and ups.
Soon after this, OJ's car was spotted on a freeway and the police go after him. This is like a whole chase. It lasted for 2 hours. But the weird thing is, the whole time he's driving, he has a gun to his head.
911, what are you reporting?
This is AC. I have OJ in the car.
Okay, where are you?
Please, I'm coming up the 5 freeway.
Okay.
Right now, we are okay, but you gotta tell the police to just back off. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
Is everything else okay?
Everything right now is okay, officer. Everything is okay. All about he wants me to get him to his mom. He wants me to get him to his house.
Okay.
So that's all we ask. He got a gun to his head.
Now, after more tests were run, they realized that there was DNA under Nicole's nails that didn't belong to OJ or Ron. Now, soon after that came out, random people started to come forward saying that they are the one who murdered Nicole and Ron. Then there was a whole bunch of different theories that people started making up about random people who could have done it. And some theories actually had valid explanations and valid details, but they were all rolled out. But one of the weirdest, strangest theories that there was is that OJ's son Jason actually killed Nicole and Ron. And OJ tried to cover up for him or tried to help him. Now, some of the evidence behind this theory is that Jason was actually on probation for assaulting someone. He assaulted his girlfriends in the past. I guess he was just a very violent person with a lot of issues. He also had a storage unit that people got into, and they found a lot of notebooks containing different entries talking about how he hated his life. He was so depressed, he was so angry, and he actually wrote that he wanted to kill people. Nicole made a lot of calls to 911 throughout their years of being married, of just very disturbing incidences of OJ coming to her house after they had split, just very angry. She would often say that he would want to kill her.
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here?
Okay, what is he doing there?
He just drove up again.
He just drove
somebody
up.
over?
Okay, wait a minute, what kind of car is it?
You're going to hear him in a minute. He's about to come in again.
Okay, just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit out of me.
Wait a minute. All units, your domestic violence at 30, correction 325 South Gretna Green Way is now too high. The suspect is now entered in the shelter and it is refusing to leave. It's code too high. It's been 4221 RD 825 children involved.
I feel like this was definitely a abusive relationship, and this is mostly the reason why people believe that OJ did do this, because if you're in an abusive relationship and they often show anger and violence towards you, what if one day they actually go too far with the abuse and they actually kill their significant other? On January 4th, 1995, OJ's trial began, and they actually called it the trial of the century because everybody was talking about it. Everybody knew about it. It was such an interesting case that nobody has ever seen before. Everybody loved OJ. Nobody thought that he could actually do something like this. And that's why it got the public's attention very quickly, and everybody was into this case. So during the trial, they brought out the glove. And this is probably the most famous part of the trial, is when OJ puts the gloves on and he seems to have trouble putting them on. They seem like they don't fit. So this is when people thought that the evidence had been tampered with. There was actually someone who said that they might have froze the gloves to make them shrink, and this is why they didn't fit when they were in the courtroom. Now, on October 3rd, 1995, the jury deliberated for only 4 hours. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty for the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. At this point, the public was shocked. There was a lot of people who were so happy and knew that he did not do it, but there was a lot of other people who thought, wow, like he really got away with this murder.
Please stand and face the jury. Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of
The defendant having been acquitted of both charges, he is ordered transported to an appropriate CARES facility and released.
Now, to me, I'm really not sure if he did it or not. I mean, there's so much evidence that just points to him. There's so much history of abuse, problems with OJ that the public didn't get to see. So I feel like a lot of the public didn't think he would do it just because everyone at this time loved OJ. They thought he would never do anything like this. He could never. He was such a nice person. But that's what they saw on TV. That's something that people portray online or in the media, so people don't think you're a bad person. Of course, Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson's family were very, very upset. They tried for years to get justice. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this case. Do you guys think he did it? Do you guys think he's innocent? So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. So that is the case of OJ Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson. So that's it for this video. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want any more true crime videos. Let me know down in the comments if you have any cases that you would like me to make a video on. Hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And follow me on my socials. My Instagram is Kita_Marsh13. Bye guys, see you in my next video.